I was promised relief in a week's time. How long have I been on this rock? 3 days? 5 weeks? 14 years? 11,648 seconds? Help me to recollect. Hello everyone, and welcome back, once again, to No One Lives Under the Lighthouse. I am so excited to see where this game will go. It is right up my alley. I also can't hear myself think over this lightning, which is kind of making me hesitant to step outside. This is exactly the kind of game I've been looking for to play on this channel. It really allows you to soak in the atmosphere. It knows that it's going to hit you with scares at some point, but in the meantime, it puts you in a position that is all about the stories that you tell yourself. And I think that's not just what this game is about, not just what this genre is about, but it's what the whole nautical lifestyle is about, too. Everything from lighthouse keepers to sailors, and everything relating to that lifestyle is all about the mythology. And honestly, I think the reason for that is because of the sense of isolation and loneliness that comes with doing these jobs, especially back in the day. Now, where we last left off, we found that we had once again been visited by our slimy visitor. And now we gotta go... Well, actually, I'm not sure what we gotta go do. Oh, it's even louder out here. I mentioned in the previous part that when the sound design is done in such a way, it actually makes you feel the weather effects. It's like I'm actually outside freezing my butt off. What is this? Alright, let me get inside. Oh, I can't get inside. Did I forget to grab the key from the nightstand? It's like a stained picture of a shovel. Maybe I have to dig something up? I mentioned in the previous part that I'm really getting the impression from everything that's been going on that something is trying to tell me something. Either to tell me something or maybe to stop me from doing something? It actually looks... Well, I think there might be a shovel in that shack. The one with the cellar next to it that contains all the sandbags. So let's get down there first. Notice at the end of the previous part, God, I cannot hear myself think over the sound of that lightning. Okay, so where can we look? When in doubt, I'm going to look in the most likely places, which is going to be inside buildings. I don't think that mound of dirt was there before. So I think that would be a good spot to start digging. I hate how dark it is in here. I hate how dark it is when I enter a room without having the foresight of pulling out the lantern first. There's my shovel. And let's start digging. I really like how the lighthouse kind of takes on a personality of its own. And it's like I'm almost trying to read it for something, like I'm trying to get its take on what it thinks about all this, or what it knows. It also helps that the circumstances in which I've been running around mean it kind of looks different every time I've seen it. Not due to any physical traits changing, but due to the environment around it. It's almost like it's giving me different facial expressions every time I look at it. It's really strange. But very cool. A dead seagull that made a noise when I dug it up, but I'm not going to dwell on that. Am I supposed to pick you up? Do something with you? According to my limited knowledge from the film The Lighthouse, it said that seagulls contain the souls of dead sailors. And that it's bad luck to kill one. Now, hands off the keyboard. I did not kill that seagull. Wasn't me. So, take mercy on me, Poseidon. Maybe there's something else under the canoe? And something that's disturbing that I didn't think about until afterwards. If there really was something under this canoe, which it snapped in half, meaning I have no way off this rock on my own. If there really was something under the canoe until that night, that means it was there right in front of me when I arrived. I mean, how scary is that, knowing that the thing was right there, with me standing right by it, while I was totally unaware? It's another mound of dirt. I'm gonna have to keep searching. Nothing in this one. You know what? I was gonna save this for a time when it wasn't raining, but the one place on the island that I haven't been is over by the cliffside on this side of the island. I wanted to come over here in calmer weather. Oh no. Oh no, are we doing this again? No! You can't do that. You can't just have me start out looking the wrong way. Okay, I can't back up nearly fast enough. Run, run. I have to actually physically turn around. What am I supposed to make of these segments? Oh, and where am I supposed to go? It's gaining on me. I don't feel like I can outrun it, but... what am I meant to do? Get in, get in, get into the shack, into the shack, into the shack! I'm going to use this brief moment of respite from whatever that was to kind of lay out some of my thoughts that I didn't get a chance to articulate in the previous episode. Now, because of how downplayed and how subtle everything else has been, I've kind of been taking all the scares so far as possibly being inside my own head, as being manifestations of my own paranoid, lonely delusions. But the more it happens, the more difficult it becomes to dismiss it that way. Then again, I suppose I can't take anything at face value anymore. Now, since it clearly wanted me to do something over there, or else why would it play that sequence when I got over there? I'm forced to assume that what I'm looking for really is over there. I must say, though, if the sight-jacking mechanic is actually how I'm experiencing a real threat, then it's kind of cool in a way because it's done in such a way where I get only the most fleeting glimpse of part of what's chasing me. Now, I'm not seeing another mound of dirt over here, which is not what I wanted. Oh, no, here's one. Okay. This has got to be it. It has to be. The key, and my oiling can. That's what I needed. Oh, but it's already started to get darker. And I can't tell if it's just because of the darkness, but it seems like it's even harder to see through the rain, like it's gotten even thicker. And now I can only see the ground in front of me in the flashes of lightning. I don't know what I'm walking so slowly for. I need to get a move on and start sprinting. I'm just imagining I'm in one of those old-time raincoats. Water just billowing off of the coattails as I run. Boots sinking into the mud and offering resistance as I pull my feet back up. All while through the rain and the darkness and the lightning, I think I can just barely glimpse figures silhouetted against the skyline. This tall grass is really working against me right now in that regard. That resonated throughout my entire body and caused heart palpitations. Don't do this game, it's actually medically dangerous. There's something about the spiral staircases in a lighthouse that are really hypnotic, that make you want to stare up or down depending on which way you're going. I've only been to one lighthouse in real life, only been to the top of one, and that's the Montauk Point Lighthouse. Really great view from the top, but man, it really is a hike to get up there. It's totally silent in here. This is one of only 2 rooms I know that's totally insulated from any outside noise. This and the actual container of the lantern itself. Still can't get down into that cellar. I must say, I know I talked a little bit in the previous video, and in many of my Chillizart videos, about the horror and mundanity that comes with doing the same repetitive tasks day after day in a horror game. Yes, it establishes a horror in the mundanity by giving you a routine and presenting breaks from that routine, but it's more than that. You know you're playing a horror game, but by having you do a job like this and having you do it the same way day after day, it almost makes it feel like this is the primary gameplay element, that everything else is just dressing. And in that way, it puts you in the role of someone with a job to do. Think about any creepy things you've experienced while you were at work, maybe on the night shift or while you were alone. You know, a weird thing might happen, but you've got a job to do, and that's your primary concern. You don't really have time to think about the creepy thing that happened, which makes it more jarring. Now those sandbags are still attached, so we should be able to get this thing going with much less fanfare than last night. Also, I'm only now noticing that my slimy friend seems to have cleaned up after himself. The inside of this lighthouse is spotless now. And the lantern begins turning for one more night. And yet we're not done. Now, I'm not sure if that's dirt on the glass, or if those are cracks from last... Are those cracks from last night? Because if so, that would mean that what we saw last night actually happened. Okay, so the eye and the bug attack are canon confirmed. All that stuff really happened. Can we step outside? This isn't doing me very much good at all. I can hardly see the ground through all this rain. I really appreciate these weather effects. They're not just there for an excuse to play the rainy mood sound and give it that dark and stormy night vibe. This is the kind of rain that completely drowns out your own thoughts. You might have noticed that I'm talking a lot more in this part than I was in the previous part, and part of that is just because I kind of have a little bit more to say, but you're back. Whatever you are, you're back. I was gonna say that the other part is just trying to keep myself sane, to stop the howling of the rain and the wind from becoming the only thing bouncing around in my skull. But it seems like we have other problems to attend to than my own personal insanity. It's gone. Don't think I didn't see it. Now see, this kind of thing is where these PS1 style graphics shine. It's actually using the lack of detail to its advantage. It's doing something that most PS1 games would never actually do, and having things that can be seen through these tiny holes in the metal. But there's just enough detail through them to enable me to see that there's something beyond them. Now, in most games, I would be able to crouch down and look through and try to get a better look, but here, there's no opportunity to do that. And that is what lighthouse horror is all about. That's what nautical horror is all about. Is allowing me to make up my own monster in my mind. I have no idea what's going on, and all I have is my own speculation. This seems to be rising a bit quicker than before. Why would that happen? Why would a light that's lit by lantern oil flicker? Hang on. Do I maybe have to add more oil? I don't think so. It's still burning for now. But the night hasn't ended either. Oh, it's actually going to make me walk back to my living quarters, isn't it? No. No, something's wrong with the lantern. I'm gonna have to go, have to go fix it. I gotta go get more lantern oil, which means walking all the way back down and all the way back up. And anytime it forces me to make a trip, well, that's just one more opportunity for a scare, isn't it? I've also just noticed that, I'm sorry to everyone just yelling at me to progress, but I've just noticed I can actually hear sounds in this room now. So the storage room is the only truly quiet place. I don't know if that's just supposed to be because the wind and the rain are this loud, or if it's because of the cracks in the glass. And once again, I assume the role of the weary old lighthouse keeper, slowly descending the spiral staircase to investigate whatever weird thing is going on, oil lantern in hand. This game, I love how it puts you into this role. It is such a place of untapped potential for horror, and I adore it. Our friend's been back. Did they go into or possibly come out of the cellar? Now I have two options here. I'm at a crossroads. I can either try to investigate the cellar, or I can go back up and light the lantern. Never mind, no choice, thank you. Nice house, too bad we can't stay, to quote Eddie Murphy once more. Alright. Back up we go. How do old people do this? Go away. I mean, the popular image is of the old gray-bearded lighthouse keeper who manages the place on his own. How did he get old guys to do this? I feel like my thighs would give out after doing this, like, once. I'm sorry if I'm yelling a little bit loud for the mic, but it's all I can hear is this rain. It's so grating. Okay, you're back up and running again. And it seems our little looky-loo is back. I'm in no hurry to go confront it. There it goes again! This is... How many times is this gonna happen? I'll relight the lantern one more time and then... Oh no! It stopped turning. I think the thing has reached the bottom. Okay, I'll start it up one more time. But after that, I'm going to assume that I have to do something else. That I'm not actually meant to be restarting this thing. I wonder if it's trying to wear me down and get me to give up for the night. But of course, my own lantern has gone out. Is it maybe because I stepped out onto the... I wasn't paying attention. Did it go out because I stepped out onto the perch with the thing out? And if so, can I refuel using the... Can I relight it using the oil that's in here? Don't think I didn't hear that knocking. Don't think I didn't hear that knocking, but there's nothing I can do because... I think those kegs are gone. Stop. What? I'm down in the cellar. But I have no light whatsoever. And it seems the whole ground is coated in that... No. No, can I get back up? I can. There's got to be something else I can do. But I can't see a thing. There's got to be something else I can do. Got to be some way for me to relight this lantern. Oh, it won't let me go outside. There's nowhere for me to go. Nothing for me to do but progress down into the cellar, completely blind in the dark. I have no other options, folks. Before, I came down and saw that silhouetted figure right at the beginning of the game. And I thought it was kind of goofy. I thought it was kind of cheap, but now I'm really dreading whatever's in that cellar. And that's the power of build-up. That's the power of atmosphere and of letting the player use their own imagination for an extended period of time. It's been a long time since I've been this afraid to progress in a game. I just gotta hold down the W key. I think those... It's the kegs. Okay, can I use these to relight the oil lantern? No? The breathing stopped. I don't want to turn around. Just gotta flick my wrist. That's what you gotta tell yourself when you're anticipating a jump scare. I just gotta hold down W. I just gotta flick my wrist, and then whatever happens, happens, but a second later it'll be over. That's how jump scares are. They only last a second. I still have to walk down the hall. It's not too late. There's got to be some way to relight this thing. There's got to be. Because I can't see a thing. The rain has stopped and I can hear the sound of the gears turning and the water dripping, but every so often, every few drips, at least towards the beginning, I could swear I could hear maybe the sound of footsteps. I can barely see, but it looks like there's the sandbags. Can I pull this thing back up a little more? No, it doesn't look like it. And you know, I haven't felt the need to use that record player, but I wonder if using it at certain points actually has an impact on the story. I'm led by the number of achievements to believe that there's actually multiple endings, but I don't know what kind of choices I've been making. What happened? The chest is moved. The chest is moved. Let me grab my key before that slimy weirdo has a chance to bury it again. Did I have a dream that someone was walking on the roof, or... I suppose I should stop asking that. Stop calling these things dreams. There's clearly something more to... I didn't even register that there was something there at first. I didn't even register that there was something there at first, and by the time I did, I only had a second to... It was like it's gone by the time I saw it, almost. If... I know that I saw it, but I couldn't even describe what I saw. That's how... Oh, what a masterful jump scare. I love that so much. Ah, slimy trashed the kitchen. Slimy trashed the kitchen. That looked... I think it looked humanoid, but like a grayish, almost mummified figure, as if I could even tell at this resolution. I guess I'm meant to clean all this up now. What is this? What did I pick up? It looked like bloody pieces of metal or glass. I suppose it's my job to tidy all this up again. Okay, let's pixel hunt for the exact spot where I'm able to pick these things up. If it were me, that would be the least of my worries, but, you know, then again, what am I gonna do? Leave? The canoe's broken. If anything, maybe in this situation, knowing that there's nothing else I can do, maybe doing my job would actually bring some level of comfort. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this food. Maybe I need some kind of tools to repair these shelves? I imagine I probably do need to go get some tools to fix that. Oh, I'm so sick of stepping in your goop, Goop Man. Alright, now what? I imagine I have to go to that shed to get some tools, right? And I still haven't found the other 3 pendants that need to fit into this chest. Now this is what I was waiting for. I knew that one of these days, a fog would fall over the island. I don't like that ambience. Oh, it's gotten even thicker. I have the key right off the bat this time. I could potentially just get the night started and get the lighthouse up and running. Is it just me, or am I walking a much farther distance to get here? It could just be because... I'm having a very difficult time differentiating between soundtrack and just plain old sounds. Is that the soundtrack to the game, or am I really meant to be hearing those sounds coming through the island? I'd rather not find out, to be honest. Oh, I have no lantern. I wasn't paying attention to whether it went out then. I just noticed this hole in the ceiling. Was that there before? Well, if that's the case, I'm really gonna need some tools. I can't have a hole in the ceiling of my living quarters. Not if the weather is gonna be like this. I don't know if there's anything I can do at this moment except go in the lighthouse and check for whatever I can find. Somebody's been up there. And the whole floor is coated in Mr. Goopy Goop's Goopy Schmooch. Alright, what is the meaning of this? I don't know why I did that. Some part of me was saying that, oh, when I go to start playing that record again, it'll play the same old music that it always has, but nope, it seems like Mr. Goopy Goops put on his own mixtape. Sorry if joking too much ruins the horror. Well, I could use my... No, I don't have the can either. But I've got to get some kind of light source, or else it's going to be too dark in the storage room, won't it be? I'm not really sure what to do. There's so many things I need to do. I need to get the lighthouse started again. Hello, seagulls. There is something really disturbing about their eyes. And the way they kind of look at me without looking at me. All right, get out of here. This one's defiant. This one doesn't want to go. Okay, I'll challenge you to a staring contest. Let's see how seagulls like music. Yeah, I showed you. Oh, never mind. You can't even hear it from out here. Alright, shut off. That seagull wins this round. What am I meant to do here? Because I can't search the areas where tools would be without getting a light. And the only two places I can think of would be right here and that shack down the way. Huh. That's weird. It's almost like it's been laid out for me. It's like leaving for school in the morning to find your lunch bag and backpack sitting neatly on the table. At first, it seemed like everything that this was telling me, and I do still maintain that I feel like something's trying to tell me something, like I'm not just being terrorized by whatever lives out here. I think something's trying to deliver a message. And at first, I thought that whatever it was didn't want the light being lit. But now I'm not so sure. Now, wait, I can't get down there. And there's no kegs in here. So how do I fill the can? Unless the can is already filled. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before I try and restart the light, I think it would be a better idea for me to check that shack for tools. Of course, the way to the shack would be the perfect time for the game to send another spider chase at me. And sounds like that do nothing to reassure. Now perhaps, yes, nails, and a hammer, and a shovel, and you just get all these good tools and a ladder. And combined, I am the world's strongest lighthouse keeper. Alright, first things first. Let's take this one step at a time. These shelves. And now you. And you, and you, and you. Hi, I'm Ty Pennington, and welcome to Extreme Makeover Lighthouse Edition. In this episode, we help a lonely lighthouse keeper fix all the damage left behind by his goopy, grimy, briny friend. He's a bit of a poor house guest, but we all love him, right? Actually, at this point, I'm not sure what to think of him. Hard to get him read on whether it's malicious or not. Although so far it sure seems like it. Then again, maybe I'm not dealing with one entity. Maybe I'm dealing with more than one. Or maybe the gods of the sea themselves, or maybe even just my own mind. A lot of the things that happen, it's easy to kind of excuse some of this as just my mind making up stories for the things I feel and the things I can't explain on this rock. But at the same time, could just as easily be the wrath of Poseidon. Now, what am I meant to do here? Okay, there were planks in the shed the whole time. Now, pay attention to what's happening with these sounds, which, as I said before, I can't really tell if they're soundtrack or if my character is actually meant to be hearing them. But they come only periodically, but they're very loud, very grating, they get right into your brain, and when they come, you just want them to stop. It's very dreadful, and that's exactly what this game has been about so far. It's just that growing sense of dread. As the loneliness sets in and you realize, I'm really here by myself with no way out and no one to help me for at least a week, which I've already kind of lost count of the days. I think it's been 3 or 4 days. 5 days. A week. Help me to recollect. Okay, we need the nails. I've got one single nail and another nail to nail it in with. Okay, well that is one patched roof. Mostly. There's a little bit of exposed, little bit of an exposed hole right there. Can we step down? There we go. Now we should have everything we need to continue the day. The hole in the roof is patched, the kitchen is cleaned. Although I'm still pretty unsure what I'm meant to do with the stew that I picked up. I mean, besides eat it. That's not right. That's not right. Hang on, I was just up there. I just patched that hole. Is there another hole on the other side? No. That makes no... Now, at this point, I am able to go and start the lighthouse. But first, I'm gonna explore a little bit. Because I know this game has multiple endings, and when that's the case, I feel compelled to be thorough, so I'm gonna look around. Especially knowing we've come this far, and we still have only found one of those pendants that goes into the chest in my room. And... that's water. That's water! It's flooded all the way up to here. Okay. I really hope that doesn't become a trend. I mean, right now it cuts me off from the beach in that rocky area, but if that keeps up, I'm gonna be having myself a waterbed. Are these seagulls still up here? Get out of here, you're lowering the property value. Still stubborn as ever, I see. Alright, well, if you're gonna stay here, I might as well give you a name. How does Winslow sound? Alright, yeah, Winslow's my new pet seagull.
6.5 hours later.
Oh, I have to actually hammer in the nails. That wasn't just like a janky graphical choice, they actually weren't hammered in. Oh, I feel kind of dumb now. Alright, let's actually get this done now. Did you hear that? It sounded like something metal fell over inside the house. Is there somebody in there? I both love and hate that I have the opportunity to look through these windows. It's already gotten me once before. Okay, there's probably something in here that I'm supposed to notice then. Well, I don't see anything. Maybe my mind is actually starting to get to me. Yeah, it sounded like something... No. No, some stuff did fall, including another one of those pendants. That's like a moth or some kind of bug. I think the other one was an eye. 2 out of 4. But it's not time to go to bed yet. We gotta get the lighthouse going. I just got an achievement, the Emperor. I don't know what that was for, but I guess I'll be able to check later. I'm not going to read the descriptions of the achievements, or even what they are, until after the game is over, so as to avoid spoiling it for myself. Mr. Goopy McGooperson has given me our kegs back. Which means I can now go and start the light. Which means it... Okay, you're starting to be kind of a one-trick pony. And you know, I just realized... We're kind of in the same spot that we were in the beginning of the game. Filling up the can and then coming out and getting a knock on the door. Same lighting, same circumstances, same everything. I mean, when you're a lighthouse keeper, there's kind of only one set of circumstances, but you know what I mean. I keep looking out these windows because I know that one of these days I'm going to be able to see something down below. Hasn't happened yet. Alright, let's get up here. Actually, first time we tried this at night. Winslow, are you still out here? Winslow. Get out of here. Winslow's the only one I care about. What's good, Winslow? No, stop slapping me in the face. Okay, right here. Oh, big hug. Big hugs from Winslow. Good Winslow. Alright, enough of that. Let's get this thing going. Hey, look, I'm really isolated out here. I had to make a friend somehow. And the eyeball... Where is it? Yeah. Not for nothing, but it's not really good company. Now, like I said, we could be dealing with multiple guys. It could be that the eyeball and Goopy McGooperson and whoever was outside my window are not one and the same. I feel like we must be getting close to the end of our week, right? We must be close to getting our relief. But then again, I don't really trust this game to do that for me. I trust it to dangle that carrot in front of me, but I don't expect to actually get to take a bite out of it. Okay, it did the little transition like something was about to happen. I cannot exit through this door. The looky-loo is back, but what does it want me to do? I can climb back down. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I would be getting a visit from the Shadow Man from Liminal Hotel. Let's shut that off, please. That wasn't on before. That turned on the moment I came down here. But it was on screen for just the right amount of time. Just the right amount of time for me to even realize that something had happened. Okay, what am I doing now? What am I doing? You know, I must say, it has got me so immersed in the role of a lighthouse keeper that it does actually bring me some level of comfort to see that light turning on the horizon. But then again, I've told you, the lighthouse itself has almost come to take on a character of its own in a way, and I can't honestly say that that character is friendly. It seems at best indifferent and possibly malicious. All I know is that every time something bad happens, I turn around and there it is. Which I suppose is quite typical of a lighthouse, being in immovable structure and all. But still. What are we doing? It looks like the light is still on, although it is significantly darker down here. Did that sound maybe come from in here? Safe bet! I can take a wood door. I can totally take a wood door. No way. I almost get the impression that there's two competing presences here. One that wants the light to burn, and one that wants it extinguished. Just gotta hold down W. I've just gotta hold down W. Is it just me, or is this pathway going a whole lot deeper than it did when I was down here as the previous lighthouse keeper? What? What? Run, 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 what? Oh, whatever's behind me, it's fast. I missed my chance. No! Ugh. Oh, Lord. That's gotta be a dream, right? It ended with me falling down a pit. That can only be a dream. This whole thing is so surreal.